What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 95 of Lured Up, a podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Monday, September 9th, 2019. I'm your host, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle and Melissa Pescator.
That's me.
Hi, friends. How are you?
Hello.
We're not alone. This is how it's been, yo. We've been on the guest grind, but I'm very excited today because we're joined by Mystic7. How are you, man?
I was really debating for about 13 seconds there on how I should come in, and I dropped the ball there. I'm sorry. Podcast is over, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm doing good. How you guys doing? What's up?
Let yourself out.
That was the worst way to. It was it's like I came up a flight of stairs and I just saw you guys.
Hi.
But awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll get to know you in just a minute after I get through my housekeeping rigmarole. And here we go, guys. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people.
It sure is.
It sure is. And I want to give a huge shout out to our show supporter tier patrons: Brittany J, Matt, M. Pitts, Terry, David, Chris, Sydney, Bacon L, The Noise, Harry, PokeNavBot, Purple Pancakes, Dem Gears Be Bangin', Lady Goobly Meat, Super Nerd Fox, Go Ranger Matt, The Phoenix, Baker Boy, Jolt Switch, Alex, The Illustrious Overseer, Jason, and new for this week, Matt and Paul. And
Holy
we have
shit.
and we have Go Live
Ooh.
Andrew also.
Thank you, Andrew.
It's been
And
crazy.
Matt and Paul.
And a huge shout out to the list is long.
You're going to have to break it up eventually.
Yeah,
We're gonna have
no,
to take
this is like the
turns.
best problem on earth to have. I want this to be like the whole
I know, but
23
you're not gonna-
minutes of fucking Patreon shout-outs. No, but huge shout-out to our executive producer, Paul Bott. Thank you guys so very much for your support. And if Patreon isn't your thing, there's a few other ways you could help us out. If you're listening on YouTube, you could subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. And if you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts, you could take a moment to leave us a review. 5 stars are the best stars. Okay, on today's show, we're going to get to know Mystic7. Mystic 6 plus 1. Yes, we are. I'm very excited
That's
about
exciting.
this. August 2019 was Pokemon Go's best month financially since 2016, which is freaking insane. We'll talk about that. We've got our legendary raid hour schedule for September. Niantic has settled their nuisance lawsuit from 2016. We'll break down what that means and how it could affect you. And I want everyone to get prepped for week 2 of the Ultra Bonus Unlock, because it's fucking here and it's glorious and it's fantastic. So we're going to break all that down. But first, yes, Mystic7, man. How are you? Like, introduce yourself as if we don't know.
Yeah,
Let us know who you are,
Mystic7?
where you're from, and kind of give us a brief
like,
rundown
never heard of him before.
of your YouTube, man.
What's going on, guys? Mystic7 here. No, So I'm Mystic7. What? What was that? Yeah, I'm a YouTuber for Pokemon Go. I've been around in like the mobile gaming scene for, I think this isn't like a play on of my name Mystic7, but like 7 years, I want to say. I either 6 or 7 years, and I'm pretty sure I've been saying 6 or 7 years for like 2 years. So I actually do not know how long I've been doing YouTube for. But yeah, so mobile gaming YouTuber. Started off on Clash of Clans, now doing Pokemon Go, living in LA. Like every other YouTuber on planet Earth, we're really congested out here. And yeah, kind of just, catching them all one day and trip at a time.
Excellent.
It's interesting with the how dense it really is in the LA area. It's pretty cool because you guys have a lot of like cross pollination, in your content, in your videos, and I think that's really freaking cool because it's just like, oh shit, I know that guy. Like when you're watching other videos, it's like you guys cross it up a lot. It's pretty cool. But yeah, we're from the East Coast on this podcast. Melissa and I are from Jersey. Adam's from New Hampshire. So we're definitely
Pretty much Canada.
We're definitely of a different. Yeah, Adam's from pretty much Canada, and Melissa and I are like literally in the armpit of America.
You guys don't have that like, hey Jersey, like you guys don't have that accent.
We
though. What happened
should
to that?
though. Like honestly, like Jersey Shore,
I love
that like
that.
that where they filmed that was like where we went on prom weekend. Like that's like 15 minutes from us, 20 minutes from us.
No way.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, we could, it's fantastic to people watch. That's all I'm saying. That's all,
I'm sure.
That's all I'll say about that. But
I love doing that too.
you said you're catching them one Pokemon at a time, one trip at a time. And I think what's interesting about you is your history with Pokemon prior to Pokemon Go. Explain how like you broke into the world of Pokemon here.
I think breaking into the world is a good way to put that. So my existing history with Pokemon before Pokemon Go is literally non-existent. The Pokemon Go is my first ever Pokemon game.
That's so awesome.
It was after I got over the comment section year one.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's just crazy.
Oh yeah. So like,
yeah, it's very unique.
it was a cool. I guess like coming from like a Pokemon franchise perspective, it was probably a pretty cool way to come into the Pokemon world. Like just like when their biggest game ever was in world domination and the Pokemon were like 3D in real life. Like I think that was like a cool intro into it. But obviously, you know, it would have been very beneficial for video purposes to know what the hell the Pokemon were named before attempting to pronounce them incorrectly.
No, but that's what made it so freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
That's what was so cool about it. Like, I mean, shit, even in your videos now, like I'm excited. I get to like rub my hands together and be like, he's gonna have to trip over Gen 5 now.
Dude, I have no idea what these Pokemon are coming out. I can't wait.
That's like Melissa.
Right. Oh, really?
For Gen 5.
I have no idea.
Let's go. Awesome. We gotta learn together.
Yes, we will learn together.
Awesome. So it was very cool coming into the Pokemon franchise like in a game that was this big, and it was just like a really, really big learning curve. And like, you know, a lot of the community was very supportive, and like you guys are like, you know, hey, that's really cool, that's an awesome way to come into it. It's like fun watching me not struggle, but like fun. I mean that too, but like it's fun watching me like kind of learn as the game progresses. And then there was like, you know, you got your gatekeepers in every community, and some people were really pissed I didn't know what a Bulbasaur was. Like, I'm sorry, I just picked up the game, but you know, looking back at it now, I'm pretty pissed I didn't know what a Bulbasaur was. But like, that's just a couple years ago.
No, that's great though, I mean, because like, you know, we talked to plenty of creators and plenty of people from very diverse content backgrounds, and you know, you've got your people that knew about Pokemon or they, you know, had a game at one point, and then you have people that played every single generation. And I think you might be like one of the first, if not the first, that completely like, you know, raw got into
had no background,
and it's such a great way to do it with Pokemon Go because it rolls out. So it's not like you're coming into like Sun and Moon where you've got 7 generations worth of Pokemon like thrown at you. You know, it actually is rolled out for you, so you can kind of learn it in order. And with the way that the Pokemon design and the naming conventions behind Pokemon, it gets progressively weirder. So it's like you start off with Gen 1, you know what I mean? And it's like everything's kind of relatively, you know, easy to remember and say. And then, you know, by the time you're in Gen 5, the legendary names are the freaking weird as hell. So it's like, I can't wait. Yeah. Oh, no, dude, I'm fired up for Gen 5. But I like Melissa, she's great. She tries to name them like by what they look like. So that's always a good time.
Yeah. So I want to know something, like coming into it so raw and just picking it up as a mobile game, like what kept you drawn to it? Was it the Pokemon themselves, or was it the actual gameplay of the game? Because for most players now, because they have a history with Pokemon, it's just a natural thing. Like, okay, new Pokemon thing. Yes, of course, we're going to play this. But for you, who has never had any kind of attachment at all to Pokemon, like how did you develop? Like what was it that caught you about it?
Yeah, and I think like there's like several answers. Kind of depending on like which hat I'm wearing. Like if it's like the passionate gamer hat, you know, this game really kept me in because like the community was super duper good around the game. The game itself, although it was like very obviously premature in 2016, the game itself was an awesome game. It was pretty fluent when you could log in, and it was just like fun to play and walk around and do. Like it was, I really, really enjoyed the dynamics, and I thought it had some like, you know, like longevity in it. Like I saw it as a game that I thought that I could play over a long period of time and still enjoy. And then put the YouTuber hat on. The game that I was previously playing, which was Clash of Clans, was like on this like downhill kind of spiral. So I was like, you know, this is like more professionally speaking, like strategically speaking, I was in a position where like I was already looking for the next thing to do, and I really needed to find it fast. And Pokemon Go exploded, and like what drew me in initially to Pokemon Go wasn't like the Pokemon aspect of it. It was like, and this is, there's gonna be some opinions here. It was the views initially. I was looking from a YouTuber's perspective. And when Pokemon Go dropped, I did not want to play it. And I was talking crap about it on Clash of Clans because I was like, I'm not gonna bend to the hype, you know, like I'm not gonna join the bandwagon. And little did I know it was gonna become my career.
That's so funny.
That's the thing about Pokemon. Once it gets you, it doesn't let go.
Right.
That's
yeah,
how
exactly.
It was with Lord of the Rings. Totally
you're like tossed on this awesome adventure now. So like, and you know, as like the reason for me staying and continuously playing Pokemon Go has obviously evolved over the years, just kind of depending on like, I mean, a million different factors, right? But like initially what kept me grabbed was, I think it was that feeling of like of all of my friends wanting to go out after school and just like play a game together for hours. And I hadn't felt that for like, I mean, 2 years isn't a long time, but like when you're like a kid, right? Like 2 years is kind of a long time. So like, you know, for 2 years, like the last game that I felt that with was like Call of Duty in, you know, my junior year of high school or sophomore year of high school, where like we would race home so we could sit and play Call of Duty for endless amounts of hours. And before that, it was like a decade before high school where I was like, not a decade, like 5-6 years, where I was like addicted to Minecraft and like I couldn't wait to play. Like I hadn't felt that in a while, especially not with Clash of Clans. And with Pokemon Go, it was like everyone was like racing to go out and play, and it was like super duper, like, you know, you're walking around and running. There was this like, I don't know, there was this aspect that I had never felt before with a video game when it came to like being in person, and an aspect that I felt that like is pretty rare to come by with a game where like everyone is like so down for it. So like initially like that was the grab, and then also millions of views didn't really hurt in my interest. So
Of course they did.
you know, so like that was kind of a cool thing too. So it was like a mix.
So I was scrolling deep in your catalog, and you know, I was like, I want to go back to the Clash of Clans days. So I hadn't really gotten back too far back, and then in my just feed there was a 4-year-old video with 5.5 million views on it. For you, like the noobiest base or something like that, it's called, like the most noobish base for a Clash of Clans, and had 5.5 million views. And I was like, holy shit! Like the amount of activity and how feverishly people consumed Clash of Clans content when it was, you know, in its heyday. You know, it was like that transition to Pokemon Go had to be weird, because while it was still performing, you had the chance to be at something at the beginning, at the start, and like that had to be a big draw, because like if you could get in early, you know what I mean, you're breaking ground along with the game. And it's like I'm like watching this old video and I go, holy shit, like look how far this has come. Like when was the last time you watched one of your like old ass videos?
Dude, it's been a while. I've been debating doing like reacting to videos.
Yes.
Like, I have a title written down for my second channel because I still do Clash of Clans on that channel. But it's been a minute. Yeah, I haven't watched one in a while.
It was
kind of afraid to.
It's like you're.
I would watch
you're
that.
a young dude, man. Like we're old fogies here, especially me. You know, so it's like, you know, you're young now, and it's like I'm listening to your voice in those videos, and I'm like, oh, dude, he's real young in these videos.
I was like puberty, man. Yeah, those Clash videos.
That's so awesome. Dude, I'm a huge Supercell fan. I play Clash Royale every day for 4 years. You know,
have you played Brawl Stars?
I have. I was trying to like get down with like Matty F Baby and them to play, and I couldn't do it. I don't have the time, and it's just like for me, Clash Royale is like the perfect toilet game. So it's like I can, you know, so that's how I get my gaming in every day. You know, so it's like the absolute perfect thing I could just, you know, do literally in one sitting and just be good.
Nice.
I know, right? You like that? But
no,
it's so. But that's like when you made that transition. Was it scary as a creator to kind of shift, and was it hard to not alienate one audience or the other? Like that had to be crazy, because that's a pretty major, you know, for lack of a better term, that's a pretty serious culture clash. Going from you know the world from Clash of Clans to Pokemon Go, completely different player base, completely different community. How was that transition? Like that had to be funky.
It could be considered, like, think of it like a career shift. Like you've been doing something and it's been successful for like several years, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do something else. Like, obviously I stayed on YouTube as like the overarching career, but the focus changed, and that's as big as, I mean, being on, you know, it's like what I did for a living every single day changed. So it was a big adjustment, huge. And then it also changed from going from, you know, recording in my living room to then recording outside. So that was massive. And it was difficult in the sense of like, I had built a really, really good, strong, passionate fan base. And it was just like my homies, right? Like there was like a really, really solid base of people, and it was super cool. And then I didn't feel as if I was turning my back, because it was just like, I'm progressing my career, you know, this is something I was just like, I viewed as like I had to do from a strategic standpoint. But I felt kind of bad too, because it was like I was leaving I was malting, right?
Yes,
I was getting into a different shell per se. I just watched Good Boys and they used that analogy, and that was not originally thought of. So yeah, no, it was weird and difficult in the sense of like, for example, the day that I announced that I was doing full-time Pokemon Go instead of Clash of Clans, I lost like 5,000 subscribers like that day.
Wow.
But like the game, it was offset obviously, but like, it was just like people were pissed. So yeah, it was weird. It was, I mean, I look back at that obviously now and I consider that like the most important decision I've ever made in my life, which is, I mean, I'm only 21, right? So I think I have a couple more important decisions to make before it's all over. So that'll live as one of the bigger ones. But at the time, I wasn't too worried because I think I did it strategically very well. Like I was doing Clash of Clans constantly every single day. And then I started mixing in some Pokemon Go. And the moment I noticed the Pokemon Go videos overtaking the Clash of Clans ones in views, I understood like, okay, like I could make this transition and it would work. And then long term, like Pokemon Go would beat out Clash of Clans. But a funny thing you mentioned too, and I don't want to get too deep into like YouTube strategy and views because I feel like that appeals to kind of like the minority who are like doing YouTube. But the funny thing was Clash of Clans, even to this day, has higher view potential than Pokemon Go. I have a video I uploaded like a month and a half, 2 months ago. It was like my return video to Clash of Clans. It's sitting at like 800,000 views in a month or 2 months. I cannot tell you the last time I've gotten 800,000 views on a Pokemon. Like, it's been years, right? Clash of Clans has always been like that, to where like it was not consistent, but there were spikes, and still are to this day, like spikes where you get like the potential of like 500,000 to like 1 million. Like my most viewed video on my second channel is something like 2.5 million on my Clash of Clans video. And that was, like a year and a half ago when Pokemon Go wasn't even reaching those heights. So like, that's a weird thing. It was like, it was a battle. And this is how I viewed it. It was a battle between longevity and consistency, and then short term and huge spikes, right? So it's like, what did you want more? Like bigger view numbers and potentially bigger checks at the end of the month if you could do it correctly, or like a long-term career per se. And Pokemon Go represented that. So in the moment when I was making that decision, that's how I viewed it. And like Pokemon Go kind of just like beat out Clash of Clans on like a pros to con list. Also too, I was moving to Los Angeles at the time, and I was moving right down the street from the pier. So kind of just made that one easy as well.
Dude, I'm fascinated by the way that the YouTube and entertainment industry has kind of shifted to kind of compensate for, this style of content. I'm fascinated by it. I love that shit. So that's really interesting to hear. That's like really, really cool. I mean, I'd love to dig in. That's like a deep dive conversation waiting to happen. I love that shit. But you talked about the transition of like making videos inside, then all of a sudden you're going outside, and now travel is part of your channel. Like, it's part of it. Like, so when did you have kind of like this moment where you realize like, oh shit, this is like a part travel thing too, because it really is inherent with the majority of your content. You're everywhere, man. Like, it feels weird to be home longer than a week. And that, wow. I don't like that. Like, it sounds like it's kind of cool. I don't like that, man. I want to be home. No, but it's really fun. But yeah, so like, I think when my first big trip for Pokemon Go was when I went to London, but I didn't go there for Pokemon Go. It was a 3-day trip to London. We didn't sleep. That was bad. It was so fun. And I got Mr. Mime. So that was a good trip. And I did that trip. And after I did that, I was like, okay, so like I do have to travel. I'm not accustomed to traveling, but I do have to travel for regionals, and the regional videos do well. Like, people want to see that, and people enjoy the travel, and like how long, like view duration in the videos were longer on the travel days than they were on the other days. So like people watch longer. So like, again, strategically speaking, it made sense to travel more. And then, I mean, something I've always wanted to do was to travel. So yeah, it was just kind of like a moment where it's like 1 + 1 = 2 of like, well, traveling helps the channel, and it fills my Pokedex, which is cool, right? Awesome. We want those regionals. And also I want and enjoy it. So like, why not do it more? And with where the views were financially, it was possible, and it increased revenue to travel. Obviously the travel is expensive, but like with more views and longer viewed videos, you make more money. That's just how like YouTube rev kind of works. It just made sense on like all fronts. And then I kind of had like an awakening of like, whoa, I could do this. And then, the global events started happening, and then regional travel started becoming a big popular thing. Nick really inspired me too, when it came to not only like traveling more, but how content was created for Pokemon Go, because he was the first one to do like that clash between like Casey Neistat and Pokemon Go, right? Like because he's an incredibly talented filmmaker. I would call him more than a YouTuber. So like
I kind of saw that and I started trying to I was like, okay, I'm a huge Casey Neistat fan right now. I really got into the travel, really got into the Casey Neistat. So once I put that vlog twist on the videos, that's when it really became like the channel became predicated on the location almost as much as what was happening in the game. And then that's when the travels kind of sparked up. And then now it's I literally cannot stop traveling even if I tried. So
it's not a bad thing to have.
What's your favorite place you've been to, and where do you want to go?
See, that one's tough because the best place I've ever been to is Tokyo. My favorite place is France, but it's Greece is up. Santorini is up there too, and I mean that's like cheating. That's like saying Hawaii is my favorite place in America. It's well, of course, Hawaii's pretty dope. So France. We'll just do France as my favorite. And where do I want to go?
It's because of the crepes.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I've got at least 6 creperies in my notes right now that I could share at any point. Yes, absolutely. Wow. You saying that, I want to go get crepes, right? I'm actually doing that.
His mouth is watering right
now. It actually is. I might take a sip of water at some point here. Where do I want to go? This is something that Nick and I share too, because we've talked about this. Is we've both been to. I'll speak just on behalf of myself. I've been to a lot of the big cities around the world, and we do the events in Tokyo, and we go to Germany, the Paris, the big reputable, well-known cities. I've hit for the most part. I want to go somewhere outlandish. I want to go to the Amazon, and I really truth be told, I'm trying to figure out a trip to go to the Amazon to help with the rainforest situation. But what the hell do you do? They don't make a squirt gun big enough to do something if you go there by yourself.
Right.
So I'd love to do something along the lines of that. But I want to go off the map a bit. My ambition for the longest time was a 7 Wonders of the World tour. And I was trying to pitch that to several different outlets to try to make that happen with the Pokemon Go team. So that would be cool. So and then now,
dude, that'd be fucking sick. That'd be insane.
Yeah, I would totally be down to watch something like that.
Hell
absolutely. Yeah. Watching you guys do the 7 Wonders of the World, that'd be dope.
Yeah. 7 episodes, 7 Wonders, shit ton of Pokemon.
Oh man, that'd be so cool. The setting,
I swear.
but really I know, bad you. That's when Reversal first, he's I could get used to this. Shit. He was this is great.
So funny.
Are you going to Montreal?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I am. JT Gilly and I will. Has he announced? Well, he's announced now. JT Gilly, yeah, we are going, and I'm super excited for that because there is the shiny Yanma. I've been seeing Yanma everywhere, and it's been pissing me off because it's this shiny's out soon, but I have to catch it for now. So yeah, I will be there though. Are you guys going? Because you guys are close,
I'm
huh?
going.
Melissa is going 100%. I'm definitely not going, but and I don't think Adam's making it. But Melissa will be playing on Saturday, and she'll be at the big PvP tournament Saturday night from Pokemon Go Montreal. So should be insane for her. I'm psyched for her.
I will be around.
Okay, let's definitely hang out at the PvP tournament. I'll for sure be there.
Fantastic. We will do that. We'll trade a Pokemon.
Oh yes, definitely. Hey, if you have any Bonsley, I have yet to get a 100. How the hell? I try it more than anyone to get shiny Bonsley or 100% Sudowoodo. I don't have it. Every time I do a meetup, everyone's like, hey, look at my 100% shiny Bonsley. Where did you get that?
You just got to trade, man. I'm telling you, dude. You just got to trade and try to get that 100.
I feel the same way about Delibird. I've traded everyone in my local community all of their Delibirds.
At GoFest, all of our community, all of our fans, saved up all their Delibird to trade with Adam. They would be I got
two.
I got 27
GoFests.
Delibird for you.
I still have a bunch for you.
No.
2 separate GoFests and not a single 100% Delibird.
How many Delibirds do you think you have gotten?
Think I've caught?
Or just have received into your account through catching and trading?
Dude, you've had hundreds traded to you, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I have 81 in my account at the moment.
How do you waste that so much space? It's so
That's
great.
not a waste of
No,
space.
well, I will say that
I'm curious now.
I don't know how you type in Lucky and Delibird, but I have I think 36 or something like that Lucky Delibirds. I won't get rid of them,
man.
I try so hard. I want this 100%.
Adam,
I can't tell you how many nights during that window of Delibird being there that I just didn't go home. I was out grinding and trying to find Delibird after Delibird after Delibird after Delibird, and I still do not have a 100% one.
See, I understand that though, and the keeping it. So I've never looked at this nor counted it. I have 145 Sudowoodo in my account right now.
That's so awesome.
and I can't. People ask me like, "Hey, can I trade you a Sudowoodo?" And I'm like, "Do you have a Bonsly? Because I could transfer that." I can't
Right.
We don't have enough space coming to get. Yeah, no, but that's super funny though. I do wish you the best of luck on your Delibird explorations.
And same to you with the Sudowoodo.
We'll get it one day.
That's great. No, yeah, Montreal is going to be insane, man. That tournament is going to be absolutely insane. World's biggest Silpharina tournament, so it's going to be insane. It's going to creeping on like 300 people registered. So
that's so awesome.
And
I'm really
the venue is sick too.
Nice.
Yeah, the venue looks really cool.
No, but the PvP scene in Montreal is out of control, and I know that there's like some of the best competitors are going to be there. Clash and Cliff will be there. He's an ace trainer, one of our community members, and also AJD, who has come to my local tournaments and kicked some of my community's asses, will be competing there as well. So we got two community members from our kind of neck of the woods that are going to be out there in Montreal. So shout to them, Cliff. Yeah, we're rooting for Cliff, man. I hope he does super well. All right, so with the success that you've had on YouTube, what are some of the challenges that you're faced with? I mean, because this is something that always interests me when I talk to different creators, because I feel the burnout bug like really freaking bad, and I've kind of like took it real easy during August, kind of because like I had to, and I'm an old dude, you know what I mean? So it's like it's hard for me to like keep up with my ambition. So it's like with your, with doing what you do on YouTube and traveling and, all this stuff where you're saying like even being home for a week is kind of crazy. Like what are the challenges that you're faced with when it comes to like doing this every day?
Yeah. So, and that's something that I've been like super interested in. I mean, like even like beyond the mental health stuff, just understanding this scene a bit more, just like obviously it complements the mental health stuff, but like I'm really interested in that. And the hard thing too is that like there's not like it's hard to study something that's happened like this to understand what's happening now, because it's like this whole age of media and social media, like we don't know fully how it like impacts the brain, technically speaking, and like mental health. Like it's worth looking into, but it's hard to figure out. So like with my whole thing with that, it's like the keeping up thing of like so like as an influencer, you need to keep up with like news and trends, and then constantly make content on it, but the content has to be different every day, and like it kind of pushes you to move and go out and do things. So like you're always, I think that the tough thing is like always being laser focused on like one thing and not allocating enough time, thought, or like energy or motivation to like other facets of life that are like kind of necessary to your sanity per se, and like development as like a person. So I think the biggest challenge with YouTube right now as it stands is the fact that, I mean, obviously it's very congested, but like to be successful, like consistency is just kind of like one of those just things that need to be on par. Like you have to be uploading every single day, essentially. You don't have to be, technically speaking, but like if you want to grow a channel and do well, like uploading every day or every other day, like consistently is big. So consistency, meeting somewhere between consistency and high quality, obviously like you need to allocate a lot of time to do that. And I think like the biggest challenge is just the raw amount of time that you put into production on a daily basis. Like that's what's hard, is having to take time away from things that are important to put into YouTube, because it is important as well, but like there's no balance. Like that's the biggest thing that I've discovered with the hiring of an editor. I had an editor prior to the one I have now. The one I have now, big shout Disney Gamer on Twitter, Reese, my guy, absolute champion. Oh my, it saved my life. So like that's what I've noticed with getting the editor, is that like it's just time. It's like time is the tough one. That's the hard part. And then obviously there's like, I mean, at the psychological level, if like, you get phased really hard, if you read comments, like there's YouTubers in the community that I've talked with who like were really big into reading comments, right? If you're really big into reading comments, but you're not good at reading negative ones, which no one is cognitively speaking, that's tough. And it really grinds you down. If you have like insecurities and then you link performance of videos to your insecurities of like, I'm not good enough because I don't get enough views, or this video did bad because I suck, right? Like there's a million factors that could attribute to why your video didn't do good. But if you just like alienate yourself as the only reason why that video didn't, like that could mess with you too. So like the problem with it, I guess, is there's two problems. One, it's psychologically, it like grinds you down. And two, time wise, it eats up a lot of your time. So like physically and also psychologically, it grinds you down. So like those are I'll wrap up there because I can ramble on this for literally years, but like that's where I see like the difficulty of being like a full-time influencer.
Yeah, because so many people want your attention.
Yes.
And how do you keep up with that?
Right.
That's actually Adam, that's actually a really good way to put it, because that really is it. Because yeah, they want your attention. And it's like, whether you're at an event or whether you're in front of their screen, whatever it is, that's like that you're jockeying for their eyeballs, you know what I mean? It's like, it's bizarre. It's like, it's a totally new thing. And it's always interesting to hear perspective on that. And how does Willow fit into this? Because you've brought exceptional amounts of awareness to, self-care at large, and mental health. How did Willow come to be? And you just made this announcement not too long ago, right?
Yeah, officially, yes. So the whole like Willow came from, technically speaking, the Discord, and the Discord came from like an idea that I had, and the idea that I had came from like, my personal. So what happened last year? I just had like it was just a really, again, a very degrading year. Like, I was working, an average day in the life of Mystic7 was like 16 to 22 hours of just production from morning till night across countries and time zones and flights for daily uploads. Like, it was really intense. And it caught up to me a big way. I had a humongous crash mentally and physically. I just hit a wall in the biggest way possible. And then I kind of sat on it, and then I thought a lot of like, okay, so like, how did I get here? Why am I here? How do I prevent this from happening again? What is the bigger issue? Like, just like, thinking of like, why did this happen? And then I opened up about it, and I realized that like, I wasn't the only one going through this. As a matter of fact, most people on the internet are going through this at most people globally, but like really just like focused in on the internet right now. Most people are either going through something or have gone through it before, right? Like, everyone can relate in some level. So then I was like, okay, cool. Like, I need to take a break from YouTube. I need to leave because this is like, it's getting bad, like in my head. So before I took the break, I thought to myself, I was like, okay, how can I use what I've built? And this will get into other, this like idea will get into, I guess, the reason why I'm successful and I hope to be successful in the future is like this one core principle. How do I use what I've built to help people? The core principle is how do I use for what I built to like build the next thing. But in this aspect, it was like, how do I take my platform, my influence, and use it to positively affect people specifically around mental health, which is what I was going through. So I was like, okay, well, like, talking about it kind of helped a lot for me, and opening up to my fans about it helped a lot. And I saw people, really appreciate that I did that. So it's like, what if I made a server where we could all just get on there and talk together, right? Like, that just seemed like kind of a logical thing to do, especially if I was going to stop making videos, I could still be like interactive with the fans. And then like, we can really talk about like some actual real stuff. And it was cool. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll do that. So I did that. And it was, I don't want to say it worked, but like it went really, really well. Like, it was super well received. People were having conversations. It was like this beautiful community, and it worked really well. So I kind of realized like there is something bigger here. Like, this little idea that I have is really a big idea that has yet to be explored by, really anyone. There's not a lot of like, platforms that kind of shot that. There are a lot, but not that ones that have like scaled to massive heights. Like, you think Facebook and Twitter as massive social media accounts and networks, but like, when you're asked the question of like, how about a place to go and talk about your mental health online, like there's no big, like nothing scaled to like massive.
Nothing even comes to mind when you say that.
Yeah, precisely. So I was like, okay, well, how do I take this idea and build it into something that is like beyond a Discord server, something that like I own, I operate, something I can tweak and tune and perfect to, basically create the most amount of like positive change possible, I guess, is a way to like quantify that. And then I started thinking about, well, so also too, senior year of high school, I tried to create a party app to like help automate and not even automate, but just like make the college party scene more effective and efficient. I didn't factor in how dumb college frat boys were. And this is not, that was, okay, let me rephrase that. Just like that scene is idiotic in the sense of like, when everyone's out drinking and stuff, and it's just like a big, like, like who's got a broader chest and can pound more vodka Red Bulls, like there's not a lot of like people aren't sitting in a frat house thinking like, yo, dude, how can we make this process more efficient? No, they're just like, yo, who do you know here, bro? Like I don't think that'll ever, that'll change with time, but like, it just wasn't a good time. So I tried to create an app. God, there's gonna be a lot of frat boys who are not gonna like me after that. I didn't really mean that. I have a lot of college frat friends. I do enjoy college kids. It's just like, that scene is very funny to me, kind of just going into from someone who's not involved with whatever. I tried to create an app. It failed. So I kind of always wanted to kind of do that. I like creation. So I was like, all right, well, let's try to create an app, or like I call it a platform because I didn't want to say app, because I had bad feelings and memories and from the first project. I was scared of saying app. And even more so scared of saying social media app. I still don't call it that because I hate that. Anyone trying to make a social media app is yeah. So long story short, Willow was just a brain storm of events and ideas, and now it's almost here. I'm in like MVP phase with my developer. I've got to call them tomorrow and Wednesday. We're finalizing some stuff, getting accounts set up and getting servers and stuff set up and getting ready to like put it out into public use just for like testing phase, because again, we're in beta, and then the app itself will be fully functional and available later on this year. So it just kind of went from experience to idea to product. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed my TED Talk.
No, dude,
I ramble too. So like, please jump in and hit me.
I'm really excited for this, and the We the Community Discord server. I mean, I'm in there all the time, and
thank you.
I've gotten so much positive benefit from that server, so thank you for that. But yeah, I think that having something that, from what I understand, could potentially be like a personal companion. And I love this line from your Twitter bio, on Willow's Twitter bio, saying, using tech to empower individual well-being. I love that, because I've learned, in the past year to try to, struggling with my balance between, analog and tech, digital life and lifestyles and family and work and, all this stuff. And
it's so new,
but I fully believe and embrace like being able to use that same digital stuff that could cause problems or could cause some kind of disconnection, using it as a tool to actually do the opposite with. So I'm very excited and intrigued by what's going on over at Willow, man. So best of luck with all that. I can't wait to learn more.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
we're going long in the tooth. I got some community questions for you. I want to thank our community because we had over 50 questions submitted on Twitter and email and all that good stuff. So I had to cut it down. So I apologize if I don't read your question or anything like that, because there was just so many, and so many of them were so good. But the most important one I got, Dean asks, he says, who's more handsome, you or Trainer Tips Nick?
Like, there is no one on planet Earth who can rock floral pants the way he can.
Yo, Melissa loves those pants.
I can't compete. No, he is the epitome of an attractive Pokemon player. Epitome, epitome. What is the right word there? I didn't go.
It would be like 50 fucking questions. He picks that one.
I love that though.
Oh shit! All right, Pidgey Grabba asks, if Pogo never existed, what would be your path? Would Willow have taken shape? And has the Pokemon Go community helped move things with Willow along?
My path would have, continued on YouTube, and I'd probably still be doing like Clash level stuff, or I would have tried moving to vlogging or somewhere else in gaming. So I would have stayed on YouTube. Path would have stayed the same in the sense of like, I would have been a YouTuber. Pokemon Go changed everything. And in a sense of like I don't think I would have been where I was last year if I didn't get on this big Pokemon Go wave. So I don't think Willow would have existed either. And the Pokemon, I don't know if Pokemon Go has helped move things along in the sense of like Willow, but like they complement each other very well, and it's for like a laundry list of different multidimensional reasons when it comes to like industry and internet and generation and game. There's like a whole I could do like an hour talk on that, but like they complement each other well. But there was no way any of this would have been happening right now if it wasn't for Pokemon Go.
Nice
at the root.
Awesome. Ash Ketchup asks, Sudowoodo or Bonsley?
Oh, man. Well, I have to say Sudowoodo because I transferred Bonsley. Yeah. So, yeah, Sudowoodo is king.
All right. Eli asks, when filming, do you write out guidelines for a video first?
So that's the thing about like daily vlog type stuff, is that like most of it's non-scripted, like for everybody, like even like the polls, like they may have an idea of what they're going to go out and do. And some videos might be scripted, but like if you upload content every day, you do not have time to write scripts out. And if you do, you are like on some, like you have a full team behind you with like experience in production. I don't, Nick does in the sense of like experience in production. But no, we kind of just, if you ever listen to me talk in a video, I definitely didn't script any of that, because like, that'd be bad if I did. I ramble, man. It's bad. I talk about stupid things.
But it's so good.
Thanks.
All right. At the Green Monster on Twitter says, do you only play Pogo when the camera is rolling?
we have a funny joke between me, JT Gilly, and our friends from the Bay. Like someone had commented or tweeted like, you don't even play you don't even play offline, do you? Or like off YouTube, do you? And it was funny because like at the time it was almost true. So we always joke around at each other. No, I play. So when I think of, all right, I'm gonna open Pokemon Go today, it's not because like, oh, I can't wait to go out there and catch. It's like, okay, what can I create for content for today, right? Like I play the game for YouTube more than I play the game because like I can't wait to go out there and run and catch Pokemon. Only because it's just like it's a career at this. Like the thought process is different when opening the game, which is like why the YouTube channel does so well and why I'm not the top player in the world. Like I'm focused on YouTube and career more than I am focused on like in-game progression. Like everything that I do in Pokemon Go, not everything, but most things is to create a piece of content that other people can enjoy. It's like a different thought process when playing and opening the game. So I do play offline occasionally. Yes, I do. And I have been playing actually a lot more now than I have before. But like, I play to make content for you guys really at the end of the day. It's kind of my job.
Right. Right. You kind of got it. No, that's a good question. And then finally, I'll wrap it up with this isn't even a question. It's more of a shout out, but it kind of really encapsulates kind of my thought process and my feelings with your content as well. This is from Josh Brown. He says, most of the top tier YouTubers are all fun to watch, but I want to give Mystic7 a huge shout out for the amount of positivity and energy he brings into every video and everything else he puts out into the world. I'm sure you will all cover most topics here, so asking a question that isn't covered is tough, so I just want to thank him for all the fun, engaging content he delivers on a regular basis, whether it's following him around the globe, or watching as he cheers his girlfriend on to catch her first shiny. It's always an enjoyable way to relax with the family. Thought that was awesome from Josh Brown. Wow. So I think that's, it's what I've found with your content, and same thing with Nick. It's like a daily staple. And, I kind of, as I get home from work and I'm unwinding and I finally take my shoes off, it's like, it's just part of the routine. Yeah. And I think, it's pretty cool that, I have something like that and I'm able to engage with the creators that are making that. So thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate everything that you've done, for the community and creating content. We really do appreciate it. So thank you so much, man.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for coming on the show, man. We went long. I'm sorry.
Heck yeah. I can go long, but no, we'll keep it. Yeah, right.
We'll do like Joe Rogan style, like 3-hour podcast. Melissa would fucking love that.
Yeah.
I was watching that as I was making food. So
that's awesome. Well, dude, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. We really do appreciate it. I'm super excited for your content. Super excited for what Willow's going to be. And why don't you let our community know where we can find you? Of course, links will be in the description. But why don't you just give a quick rundown of where people should check you out?
Yeah, absolutely. Mystic7 on YouTube, Twitter. If you search the Mystic7, it should show up. Instagram is brand M7. Working on that. It's a bad handle, I know. Would highly recommend following the Willow account. It's at Willow Community, both on Instagram and on Twitter. More to come. A lot more to come this year on that, and that I see that as like my next thing, right? So like that's where I'll be for a majority of the year. Is all over that. Also, too. If you guys are new to this podcast itself, please join that Patreon list. Give these guys a follow, support. I love what you guys do here. This is actually really, really cool. I think Pokemon Go needs a more mainstream version of like a podcast. So like, I think you guys have it down well.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're trying.
Yeah.
And Melissa will definitely see you in Montreal. So
can't wait to see you in Montreal.
You guys could chill. And everybody else, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the news, the lawsuit, all the good stuff that's happened in the game. And we'll be back right after this break.
Everyone, are you ready for a sing-along? Slowpoke in a reggae style. Pokemon, come in.
And we're back from our break. Thanks so much for that, Mystic7. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Nice guy. My man can talk. Speed mode.
He's got
young.
A lot of ideas, a lot of things going in his brain.
He's got youthful energy.
I loved it.
When he said he was only 21, I just wanted to like die.
Isn't that fucking
yes,
crazy?
I can't believe he's so young. But like honestly, for his age and for what he's doing, he's really mature and he's got his fucking shit together and he knows where he's going.
It's wild, right?
And his intentions are set, and it's really cool hearing him.
It's awesome. Shout out to Mystic7.
Good people doing good things.
Yep. All right, back half of the show, we're gonna run through this shit quick. because we went real long with Mystic7. We're going to talk about the best month of Pokemon Go since September 2016. Adam, have you seen these sales numbers, these figures here?
It only is a couple
crazy.
dollars.
All right, coming from PokemonGoHub.net, this data was released by Daniel Ahmad. He's a senior analyst at Nyko Partners, which is a market research firm. This is looking at August of 2019 versus September of 2016, which was Pokemon Go's last biggest month compared to this month. Pokemon Go right now is on track to gross $3 billion by the end of 2019.
That's B with a billion.
That's
Yes.
bananas.
Yep. Bananas. Only Clash of Clans has grossed more in the first 3 years, $3.15 billion. Pokemon Go right now is sitting at about 265 as of the end of August. So on track to make 3. And I was like, holy shit. I go, but what about like Candy Crush? And it's not like this is a low number, but Candy Crush has grossed $1.86 billion in the past 3 years, Candy Crush. So I thought it was going to be higher, but fucking Clash of Clans, holy shit, man. 3.15 billion. But,
insanity.
Pokemon Go still got a couple generations to go. They're going to still keep raking it in. It's amazing that, the player base is shrinking, but the dollar per user has gone up significantly. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, and it's only going up right now because of these like global rewards.
The events.
Yeah.
Well, dude, look at Rayquaza. When Rayquaza came out, people were buying raid passes like crazy.
And now with the
boxes.
shiny regionals that are in the 7 kilometer eggs, you're going to need a whole bag full of incubators.
Yeah, Niantic knows what's up.
Yeah.
they know how to do it. But just to put this into perspective here, the $3 billion gross is the equivalent of selling 50 million copies of a $60 console game. And to put that into further perspective, Pokemon Let's Go sold 11 million copies. So it's like Pokemon Go, man, it's the amount of money that they've generated for the Pokemon franchise is absolutely insane. Oh, and the other important thing to note here is Clash of Clans has a deal with Tencent Productions in China. Pokemon Go is not available in China. So it's like the amount of revenue that comes out of China for Clash of Clans is massive. If Pokemon Go was able to be in China, forget about it. It'd be freaking insane. All right, Adam, want to run through these legendary raid hours? Obviously, we passed one this past Wednesday, September 4th. We had the Beasts. But you want to run through the rest of these? This is coming from PokemonGoLive.com.
So from 6 to 7 local time on Wednesday, 9/11, Deoxys.
I don't think anyone's too excited about this.
No.
Melissa, aren't you missing one of the forums?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know which one, because I don't really care.
But what if I told you 9/18 you could catch a shiny Mewtwo?
Now that I'm souped about. That's what I'll save my passes for.
Yeah, that's people are going to be spending big bucks.
I've been told I needed to be out during the week of Mewtwo because there will be raids.
The Discord bots are going to fucking explode during that week. It's going to be absolutely insane.
And then the 25th is to be announced because we don't know yet, but I have a feeling.
I'm saying Regigigas.
Oh.
What do you think?
I want Darkrai.
I think Darkrai is going to come to EX. I don't think that's going to be a standard tier 5.
Maybe Shaman.
Shaman's mythical still, so it's like, I don't know. I'm thinking Regigigas. They're not going to give us Arceus.
It would make sense, but then they'd be like, oh, no, and it gives them a chance to put the other Regigiggles into raids.
Into research?
No, not research.
Flower Eevee.
Back into raids again with the Regigigas and make the other 3 shiny.
I don't know.
Who knows?
But this is cool. I like that they're giving us dates. Hopefully you guys have Wednesday nights off so you can take advantage of these. I do not have Wednesday nights off. It sucks. But maybe I could squeeze out for 1 or 2. All right, let me jump over to this lawsuit. This is pretty significant. So this has been covered a lot. It's I haven't heard anything about it probably in the past 2 years. But this report is coming from PokemonGoHub.net. The nuisance litigation was originally filed in August of 2016, was just settled this September 6th. So just a couple days ago, this was settled. Now, Pokemon Go Hub put out this article that was kind of like a little bit clickbaity, like Pokemon Go is going to have to remove Pokestops, it was like kind of gloom and doom. This is really going to only affect new complaints. But what this is all about is when Pokemon Go first started and there was stampedes and there was like huge crowds of people on public property and on private property and everyone got pissed and Pokestops wanted to be removed and it took forever because they were overloaded with complaints. Like it was that's when this all spawned all the way back in August 2016. So they settled this class action suit and ultimately this is how it breaks down. And hopefully if we all behave and be good trainers and don't give anyone a reason to complain, this won't affect us. But pretty much what it's saying is, if someone complains and says, hey, I own this business and I want this Pokestop of my business removed, Niantic has to do that within 15 days of the complaint. For a big-ass company, that's a very strict turnaround. It's pretty wild. Now get this. Homeowners can complain if a POI, for point of interest, is within 40 meters of their house. So think about businesses that are close to homes. 120 feet within a home, someone could like complain and have that pulled, have that thing removed. Sucks. Got to make sure we behave.
Wow.
They have to have an open and easy to access claim form on the website. So if someone did want to complain, Melissa, remember when we used to play at Belmar? We used to play, there was like this little park with three benches. And I mean like the 3 benches. 100 people would come out at night. It was amazing. But there was residential areas and there was like this crazy lady who owned this like historical house that was constantly calling the cops on us and it was crazy. She wanted to have the stops removed, but she couldn't figure out how to do it. I wanted to interview her because she was fucking nuts. And but I wanted to get her perspective on like how it affected the neighborhood. And she ultimately got the 3 stops that were in front of her house out in the park broken up. So she did succeed there. But it would have happened much faster if you went to Niantic's website and they had a file complaint form, readily available. But that's something that they're going to have to do. They're going to have that form, out in the open. Parks have new methods to make access to points of interest in line with the hours of operation. So the park closes at 7. The stop will turn off at 7. Not really going to affect anyone because you're not in the park anyway because it's closed.
And if you are, shame on you.
Yes. Oh, I call this the don't be a dick in-game pop-up. I don't know if you've seen this, where if you're in a raid with more than 10 people, you'll get this new splash screen pop-up that says something to the effect of, be aware of your surroundings, don't be a dick, that kind of thing. That has to be, part of the game, and I've already seen that in the live game. Moral of the story here, folks, don't let people ruin the fun. So don't be a dick. Don't trespass. Don't do anything that, if you were the business owner or the homeowner would piss you off to the point where you can, make a phone call and really alter the landscape of this game. So let's do what we can to protect what we got and move on. All right. Ultra bonus week number 2. This starts today. It's going to be running through the 16th, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Kanto Regionals coming to 7Ks with available shinies. I've also seen on YouTube, Trainer Tips Nick posted the regionals, the local regionals that are, spawning in the wild can also be shiny. So you can get the shiny through eggs and in the wild. So someone I caught like a shiny Tauros here in the States. So that's cool.
Melissa, which one are you egging for?
I guess the mime.
Mime, right?
Yeah.
They're all green.
I want the
They're all
mime.
green. You got to get Mr. Mime.
I need the mime.
Yeah.
Even though, I need the mime.
I don't know. I feel like
'Cause I don't
Tauros,
have
if
a
that's
Kangaskhan either,
now
but-
available.
But I need the mime.
If the Tauros is now available,
I don't
Take
fuck
that off
it.
the
you really
list for
just need
eggs.
any of
I've
the other
got 10
ones.
billion farfet. Wow. Give me the mime so I can have the mime Nicki Minaj combo and make me happy.
7K eggs with the double incubator. Obviously they're all going to be running 3.5 kilometers with a regular incubator. If you put a super incubator on it, a 7K goes down to 2.33 kilometers. So you can really turn these over. We also have all forms of Deoxys and Tier 5 raids, like Adam was saying about the Legendary Raid Hour this Wednesday. This is an interesting one. EX raid passes went out for September 13th, this Friday coming up.
I have one.
Me too. Deoxys is currently in Tier 5 raids. I don't think that they're going to put Speed Form Deoxys back in in the EX raid, considering that he's in Tier 5. So does that mean we're going to have a new EX raid boss by this Friday?
No.
I think we will, because they just surprised us with the Absol Mawile and Alolan Vulpix being spawned in the wild.
Sandshrew as well. Yeah, that stuff's in the
Sandshrew,
wild. Yeah. They did some weird shit today with the spawns. The spawns were changing all
They're
the time.
still like, I don't know. I feel like they're still messed up. I've been looking
I have
and
a,
it's like
I have a
everything's
shadow
different.
on my radar right now.
Yeah, the Shadow Turtwig. That's a
Yeah.
glitch. That's a visual
Yeah,
glitch.
I have a Phoebus, a Giraffarig. Like what?
But I can't believe that Turtwig glitch has lasted like a week and a half. Like what? How bad is that bug that they can't fix that? It's so weird. Maybe it had something to do with Community Day and the Shadow. Who knows? Oh, also, look for Dark and Ghost type raid bosses. These are going to be the bosses that will help you counter Deoxys in the Tier 5 raid. So, I'm not sure. I think Leak Duck put out a list of bosses, but that'll only be here for the week. All right. We got to move on. We got to keep the show on the road here. Miscellaneous news. We have new Shadow Pokemon. Adam, you want to run through these real quick?
We've got Venonat, Venomoth, Oddish Gloom, Psyduck, Growlithe, Abra, Hitmonchan. Where's Hitmonlee? Lavatar, and Turtwig.
No, Larvitar is the one you want. Fucking
Yes.
Shadow Tyranitar? Hell yes. Yes, please.
No, I want the Abra.
Yeah, Abra too.
Yeah, but if you get that Lavatar and you can get 100% Shadow Tyranitar with Bite
Yeah,
and
dude.
Crunch. Oh,
But I got the Psyduck, and the Psyduck looks amazing with the red eyes, though. Because it looks like when Misty Psyduck goes berserk, and it's like, shring, the eyes fucking get all evil. Like, that's what it looks like. It's so cool. So awesome. Also, bye-bye to Sentret and Gligar. Did you guys get any shinies?
No.
Nope.
I clicked on a billion
Nope, me
of
neither.
them.
I got a Houndour,
You did get the Houndour. I did see that.
but that's it.
Yeah, I clicked on so many fucking Sentret. Tons.
Yeah, and me too. And having to click on them for the super shiny and then not getting one is fucking infuriating.
All right, let's jump over to Go Ranger real quick for a quick update.
What's up, everybody? It is Go Ranger Matt, and this is the Go Ranger Check-In.
All right, next Sunday, 9:15 is Turtwig Community Day, 11 to 2 local time. This is different. It's a Sunday. I could play. I'm excited. Also, I have some exciting news. Next week, Liz George, Pokemon Go Global Community Manager, will be coming on the show as a special guest.
What?
That is so
7
dope.
months in the making. Literally 7 freaking months. I went back to our first email. It was February 19th. I was like, holy shit. When we started this conversation of getting it approved through Niantic, through, the Pokemon Company, all that shit.
I really didn't think it was going to happen because of our, my foul language, my attitude.
Well,
Yeah.
Adam just
we'll
said,
have to keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah. we're gonna, I hate to say it, but we're going to have to keep it clean when she's on.
Okay, I'll be good.
So, yeah. So, well, I figure even if you do curse, I could put a little Pika over it or something like that, which would be pretty funny. So we'll see if that's all right, because then you could just let him fly and I'll just Pika it and it'll be funny.
That's a lot of editing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Snore.
Production.
Just, oh my God, I'll put the Snorlax sound over it. That'd be so fucking good. Guys, I think that's it. We did it.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't want to keep it too long because the Mystic7 thing went overboard. A lot of news in a short amount of time. Sorry, it was shotgun speed.
Sorry,
But,
sometimes you just got to hit it and quit it, man. Just get in there and get out.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, I did catch a 100% weather boosted Dunsparce.
what?
Yes. It was like
Damn.
I don't
15
understand.
something.
I have like 2 100%.
Well, now it's easier to check. You just got to check more often.
I do. I check all the time, and it's still like 2. But I did get my Shadow Snorlax, so I'm happy about that. Okay, bye,
good.
friends.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Check out Pokemon Professor for everything that we're doing on the network. Check out luredup.com for everything in the show. Email us, just like so many people did for Mystic7, info@luredup.com. You can leave us a voicemail or a text at 732-835-8639. I think that's it. Connect with us on social media. You guys got anything else?
Catch 'em all.
No, we got to do that clay challenge, though, that we were talking about yesterday.
Yes, the clay challenge. It's funny because I was watching a kind of funny video and they were using Play-Doh and I thought of you. So Melissa was like, look, it's Adam's idea. But anyway, thank you guys. Oh yeah, Melissa, say keep training, trainers.
Creep training, trainers.
Did you say creep training, trainers?
Keep training, trainers.